Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the Raw Event Center, and here's the man that could give you the raw report of what happened on Monday nights, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Well, hello there. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Episode 1173 is the Raw after the Royal Rumble, and a lot of people have arrived tonight. Jey Uso, Imperium arrived at the arena earlier in the afternoon. Cody Rhodes, Damage Control as well. Well, it looks like a new Raw broadcasting team with the removal of Kevin Patrick and then released, and Pat McAfee will be replacing Wade Barrett as color commentator with Michael Cole. Monday Night Raw, CM Punk came out to address the Tampa crowd and said he suffered a torn tricep. He says he will not be ready for WrestleMania, but he says he'll rehab it. And he says he'll main event WrestleMania, and the first person he'll go after he be Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre interrupts CM Punk and CM Punk saying, "Hey, I'm going to I prayed for this to happen," and all of a sudden now, boom, it happened. And now check this out. So Drew McIntyre did attack CM Punk despite the fact of the torn tricep. Sami Zayn gets involved and chases McIntyre out of the ring. And basically that leads up to a matchup tonight. Judgment Day decided, well, to remind people who they are and stop playing around. The first order of business tried to defeat DIY to retain their titles. DIY cut a promo on the Judgment Day. These two had a great matchup. DIY came very, very close to winning those tag team titles, but the Judgment Day ended up winning the belts. So the Judgment Day decided to celebrate, and they called out R-Truth. And so R-Truth was like, "Hey, what do you know?" And he goes, "You're not part of the Judgment Day, and I like you. You're funny, but I'm not going to do this." But Dominic JD, so JD McDonough and Dominic attacked R-Truth, along with, and then when the Miz got involved, they all attacked the Miz, and looks like the Awesome Truth could be challenging the Judgment Day for those tag team titles in the future. Better look out for that. And after R-Truth talked to Priest about, Finn Balor being the weird uncle, JD being the stepbrother, and and Damian Priest being the older brother, but Damian Priest goes, "You're older than us, though." Then Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark faced Chelsea Green and Piper Niven in a great matchup, and Stark and Baszler ended up winning the matchup. So, and we know this is going to be a heck of a Raw. So we'll be tuning in. There's a little bit of snow outside, but most of it's on grass surfaces and car tops, basically. So if it stays that way, I'll probably have no problem driving tomorrow. And if we have to shovel a little bit of snow, that's fine, because at least the snow is going to stop when snow's already stopped in the morning somehow. It's going to be a little bit on the crazy side, the weather, so to speak. And looking forward to the Chilling 3000 Awards this coming Friday night. So let's keep continuing watching Monday Night Raw. Whoa, we got some powerful stuff happening here. Cody Rhodes came out to address the Tampa crowd about winning the Royal Rumble, and he's already thinking about making it official, going after Roman Reigns. But the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins comes out and says, "Hey, listen, hear me out. I want you to fight me." He says he's got a lot of respect for Cody. Mutual respect. He says the reason why that he wants Cody to fight him is because Roman doesn't care about anybody but himself, and we're sick of these. The reason why this title was born is because the people are sick of Roman Reigns. Everything that Seth Rollins said is how the people felt. And they say, "Hey, listen, we know you want to finish the story with Roman Reigns. You're making a big mistake if you do. Roman Reigns, every time he defends the title, he cheats to take the title. This is the reason why this title was born, because these people are sick of Roman Reigns." And he goes, "Do you want the title, the Hollywood, the Hulk Hogan Championship, or do you want this title? The title of Dusty Rhodes, the Workhorse Championship, this championship, the World Heavyweight title. You have to give me an answer right now. I'd like for you to think about it." And then he goes, Cody Rhodes responds, "I have an insane amount of respect for you. I will think about it. I'll tell you what, I got a lot of respect for Seth Rollins stepping up to the plate. Said, hey, and then with the Punk injury, Seth Rollins says, hey, think about it. If you think about it, Seth Rollins, well, he wants Cody Rhodes to fight him. This is going to be something. So Cody's going to think about it. And the New Day addresses Gunther, who is near 600 days as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, as he defends the title tonight against Kofi Kingston one-on-one, who was a former IC champion himself in his own right, a couple of times over. But Imperium's got the team of 3. Question is, does New Day have anybody backing them up? Will Big E make a return? Who knows? All I know is Kofi Kingston's got a shot. Hopefully, he takes it. But got a lot of respect for Gunther. Near 600 days. And that means only if he reaches 600 days Wednesday, 2 weeks left until he reaches the combined day record of Pedro Morales. He surpasses that, and then Gunther will truly be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion without interruption. This is going to be an interesting situation, to say the least. So, up next, Jey Uso's got his works cut off from the Yeet King. Get on your feet, time to yeet, because... Time to say yeet, because Jey Uso, in the main event, Jey Uso in action against Big Bronson Reed, the kaiju of the WWE. We'll find out what happens in that match in just a few moments. Well, the matchup between Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso and Big Bronson Reed is over. Jey Uso did pick up the victory in that matchup and getting everybody to go like this. That's right, Yeet versus Meat. The Yeet King wins again. And then it's official. Andrade Cien Almas, who goes by the name of Andrade, will be signing on to Monday Night Raw. You know, I say this, if Gunther gets by Kofi Kingston, I'd be growing eyes to the back of my head, because the fact that it's Andrade Cien Almas, I like to see him as the next Intercontinental Champion. So, but Gunther, very watching his back first. But first, Gunther's got to focus on Kofi Kingston, which he addresses. Kofi Kingston now signing on. Nick Aldis interrupts them, but then he was about to discuss something about the Elimination Chamber until got a phone call from Mr. Braun freaking Breaker. If Braun Breaker signs on with SmackDown, if I were Logan Paul, I'd be clutching that United States title on tightly. And if I were Roman Reigns, I'd be holding that Universal title, because Braun Breaker's a threat for either championship. And believe me, he's a former NXT champ. So there you go. So we'll be having a lot of fun. So we shall see what happens. I want to send my condolences and prayers out to the family of Harold Hogue, who was wrestled in WCW as Ice Train. And Ice Train, Scott Norton was known as Fire and Ice. One of the tag teams in WCW, Ice Train had passed away sometime last week. And I know DDP was a good friend of his as well. Also, Harold Hogue was known as M.I. Smooth as well in WCW. So my condolences, prayers to the family of Harold Hogue. And Ice Train, we will miss you. And thank you for the memories in WCW. So that's all I got to say. And coming up next, the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Gunther, at 598 days, defends it against a former IC champ, the member of the New Day, Kofi Kingston. Coming up next. Well, Jackie Redmond interviewed Becky Lynch, and Plan A, winning the Royal Rumble, did not work. And Becky Lynch says she's going to work harder, fight dirtier, and do whatever it takes to make it back to the main event at WrestleMania. So Becky Lynch is going to do exactly that in the Intercontinental title. Gunther, the Ring General, defending against Kofi Kingston. And right now, the Ring General is being dominant over the veteran Kofi Kingston, and he's showing us why he is the Intercontinental Champion. I'll tell you, results of that matchup when it ends. So here we go. Well, the matchup is over. Gunther retained the Intercontinental title. So Gunther exactly have 2 weeks left, a little over 2 weeks, to break the record of combined days of holding the Intercontinental Champion set by Pedro Morales at 613 days. So that means at the end of this week, Gunther will be reaching over 600 days as Intercontinental Champion. But Xavier Woods went to go check up on Kofi Kingston, his partner, and then Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser attacking Xavier Woods, and then Kofi Kingston tried to fight back. They attacked Kofi as well, laying them both out. Jackie Redmond interviewed Sami Zayn about his matchup against Drew McIntyre. Sami Zayn says he's going to give Drew McIntyre a reality check, as he's been pointing Drew McIntyre's been pointing the finger at everybody else and targeting them, and then targeting CM Punk. So this is going to be a very interesting, volatile situation in the main event tonight. Up next, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, their first match back on Raw in a long time, since Kairi left the WWE back in 2020, and also this is Kairi's first match back on Raw for 4 years since she left. Had her last match in 2020 on Raw, and Asuka, her first time returning to Raw since she was drafted over to SmackDown. And they are the women's tag team champions. They'll take on the team of Tegan Nox and Natalya in a non-title match. We'll see what happens then. So that's coming up next. Can't wait to see what my favorite Kabuki Warriors will do to Tegan Nox and Natalya. That's coming up next. Stay tuned. Alright, the Kabuki Warriors went up against Natalya and Tegan Nox in a non-title match. The Kabuki Warriors won that. And Jackie Redmond interviewed Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They've informed Miss Redmond that next week they will get their tag team title rematch against the Kabuki Warriors. So all of Damage Control's plans could go awry again, but who knows by next week. But right now, Bayley and the rest of Damage Control in the ring. Bayley will address the Tampa audience to talk about her 2024 Royal Rumble victory. And with Bayley's win, that means 3 of the 4 horsewomen have won a Royal Rumble matchup. Charlotte Flair won the 2020. Becky Lynch won 2019. Charlotte won 2020. And Bayley won the 2024. Now, so that means there's only 1 horseman woman left. She won't be coming back to the WWE. I've been told reports that she says she'll be ready to go by March, but she's not going to the WWE. So that's a big, huge deal. Because I think AEW may have picked her up. Who knows for sure. So we shall see what happens on that point. So, right now, coming up next, we hear from the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bayley. Let's see what she says. Well, Bayley and along with the rest of Damage Control addressed the Tampa audience of what she's going to do and what decisions she's going to make for the WrestleMania main event. Will she choose her Damage Control teammate, the WWE Women's Champion, the lovely Io Sky, or will she go after Miss Mommy herself, Rhea Ripley, for the Women's World Title? Rhea Ripley came out and addressed Bayley and said, "Hey, if you choose me, it's gone because you're gonna get hurt." But then she says she's going to retain her title. But then Nia Jax attacked her from behind, hit her with Annihilator and all that. And then she told Bayley, better choose Io or anybody else because Rhea is not going to make it to WrestleMania. And then Bayley says, "You know what? I'm going to make the decision on SmackDown this Friday." So that's where we stand right now, folks. So we shall see what in the world will happen as so right now, as Bayley will make her decision. I think Io is a little bit worried that Bayley will turn on her. We'll see. We'll find out what Bayley's decision is going to be. Right now, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, that main event is coming up next. And then we'll give you the results of that matchup and then the conclusion of this video of episode 1173 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. All right, to conclude the matchup, Jackie Redmond did interview Drew McIntyre before the match has happened, and Drew McIntyre says Sami Zayn's not beating him yet. And the main event happened: Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Heck of a matchup until an inadvertent low blow cost Sami Zayn the matchup. Drew McIntyre ends up winning it. So what's next for Drew McIntyre? It looks like he'll be in the way of for the World Heavyweight title picture. So we'll see what happens there. So that concludes episode 1173 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Thank you for tuning in for the fallout from the Royal Rumble on Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow night will be the final NXT Before Vengeance Day this Sunday, and that will be it. So tomorrow will be Trebek Tuesday as well. Thank you for tuning in, and if you like this video, give it a like. And if you like any of my content on my video, please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, and that way you'll know when the next video will happen. So yeah, today I survived a semi-snowstorm that didn't amount to much snow, but there was some snow on the ground tonight. Well, it was mostly on the grass surfaces and car tops, basically. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.